we're just gonna have a regular chat. We're gonna talk about something that I actually came across on social media. Most of you guys watch Love is Blind, and it was about one of the guys who proposed, and he was still friends, very close friends with someone that he had sexual intercourse with. I'm just gonna play the video so you guys can hear.
Jimmy Neutron over here. Being friends with the girl you've had sexual affairs with while trying to get married is wild. And that's coming from someone who used to keep friendships with dudes I would hook up with. Like I would maintain it, and I saw nothing wrong with that until a guy pointed it out one time. I was like, that's not okay. And now I realize that's not okay. I do believe men and women are capable of platonic relationships, but not when you've had previous sexual affairs.
Someone was given a review about it, and they gave their point of their opinion basically. What do you think about that so far, anyways? Is it okay to be friends with somebody that you've had sex with?
No.
No.
No. Well, I'll go first because I have a lot to say about that.
You oh.
It's something that isn't recommended or appreciated. I don't think it's wise to be friends with somebody that you've once had sexual relations with, because it's a level of intimacy. That intimacy barrier has already been broken once before, and to be friends with that person is leaving a door open for something to happen. And even though the person might say, "Oh, nothing's gonna happen," well, how do you know?
But some people can say that we were good friends and it just happened once. I remember having a discussion with my sister, and she was telling me how there's a lot of friendship nowadays where, like, a friendship groups, and you've people having sex with their friends, and like it was a one-time thing, and after that they remained friends. And let's say one of the person is in a relationship and they're still friends because they've only done it once and they were friends before. What about that situation? You were good friends before and you've had sex, but now you're in a relationship. Not even relationship. You're married, but you've had sex with that person before. Are you like, how would that work? Like, would you still be as close, or you'll be friends, but there'll be like boundaries, or do you feel like we can't be friends at all, or like what about that situation?
Do you? Well, personally speaking, there's the issue of soul ties and stuff. It's a difficult one, especially if you've been in a long friendship with the person, because you've known them for so long, and you guys have like some sort of like connection in more ways than one. But well, who's supposed to be your best friend? Me, it's my wife, and the thing is that let's not even say, or she, let's say, even if you're not uncomfortable with it, still, it's kind of there's a multiple ways of addressing it. For example, respect. It's it can be a bit disrespectful for you to go and still be very close with somebody that you've had sex with.
Why do you
Because,
think it's sorry?
well, at least for me, marriage is a covenant, right?
Mm.
And sex is also a covenant, because before you had marriage in terms of wedding ceremony at the register office, you had sex, and that was to officiate a marriage. And that's why they took it so seriously. That's why Levi and Simeon went and killed that entire city, because of the prince of that city had sex with their sister.
Not to cut you, so basically it's like when you're having sex with someone, you're getting married
In the spirit.
in the spirit.
And that's why it's such a big thing. I mean, you've heard it more than once probably about soul ties and so on. And it's not an easy thing to cut off. You want to say, Jesus, cut off the soul tie, Hashazili, and pray in the tongues for a couple of minutes and it's gone. It's not that easily. Obviously, God, it's God. God is sovereign. He can't just cut it off just like that. But there's also things that emotionally and so on that you have to go and detox yourself from.
But people can be like, especially with this one, it's like, because for example, me, I had somebody that I was very good friends with, no names being mentioned.
I should know.
That one,
Mm-hmm.
that was like, he was very a good person, kind, and all of that. But I had to cut them off, and there was times when God was telling me, distance yourself from this person and so and so. But they've done nothing wrong to me. It's hard because imagine if it's someone that was good to you. But the thing is, like me, I feel like for me to still be friends with somebody that I've had sex with and still be very close, first of all, this person knows my body. And like when they see you, when you talk about respect, when they see you, haha, I've been with her.
I see you. I see
Do
you.
you
I've
know what I
known you.
mean?
I've
And it's
known you
like, I
like
feel
over
like
time.
if I'm now friends with them, it's not like I'm gonna hate them, but it's like, how are they gonna respect you? And even like recently, when I was telling you, I feel like there's even certain that person that was there's nothing wrong with them that you know as well. And then I was like, I just feel like because of that, I just had to cut them off because it's for your respect. There's no need because especially if I'm trying to like break those soul tie, which I am in Jesus' name. But it's like what you said before is allowing doors or little minor doors to be open because you never know. The enemy, he goes and wait for an opportune time for him to try and strike. And it can start just by little things, conversation, thoughts in your head, and then he'll just wait for an opportune time. And it's just avoiding. They say prevention is better than cure.
I was just gonna add, you have to remember that even though you're with Christ, you're not God.
We still have blood running through our veins.
There was this meme that we watched about this woman, just like this guy asking the
Would
the
she ever? Would you ever cheat on
yeah,
me?
the wife.
She was like, "Of course I can cheat on you."
But then that's if they open up the doors to go and keep putting themselves in that situation where they're tempted to cheat. If you keep putting yourself with somebody that you've had sex with, and let's say even if they are respectful, there's still something between you that you can never undo. And let's say now you're mad at your husband or something or your wife, and that person. And
Is
honestly, you
there?
shouldn't be confiding in anybody but your spouse. But then the other
But that's your
person is
best. That
there.
was your best friend, though.
That was your best friend at one point. You were close enough to go and have such intercourse, like have such relations. Then it can open up
And
doors, and
then
if the person isn't respectful
you
on top of
go,
that,
and then they tell you a little comforting, sweet. It's okay, you know. I got you. Da, 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 da. How you feeling? I can help you. It's okay. You'll be fine. You're a good man. And then you have a couple sips of whatever you guys drink. Thank God I don't drink. No, there's nothing wrong with that, but that as well,
moderation. But that's another
moderation.
episode.
But it's literally just making yourself vulnerable. Why would you put yourself in that situation? Just avoid. Me personally, anyways.
Yeah.
Even if it's not like you're gonna hate the person, it's not like I hate them. And sometimes it's not even like you're burning bridges. But I value my marriage more than I'm sorry I value you. It may sound rude, but marriage is a lot priorities, and it's till death do us part. We are one. It's like you're holding on so much to that friendship to the point where it can jeopardize your marriage. It might put your marriage at risk.
That doesn't make any sense when you really think about it. And you might think, well, okay, yeah, but you might think that, oh, you're losing a really valuable friendship, but then you're also serving a really powerful God who can give you a lot more better friends and God-fearing friends. And one, if God says, oh, still remain friends with this person, that's between you and God and your spouse. But general rule of thumb,
because some people might not agree with that, but I've known this person for long. It's a thing like back in the days when I was growing up. You know how they say, even you guys was it bros before? Oh,
yeah,
that saying, and it's like anyways, girls, we have each other before, but it's like it's a bit silly. A lot of people might not agree, and you might be like, okay, I've known this person for so long, they've been there for me. Why all of the sudden? But it's not that, but it's just like it's because people don't value sex is very casual now. So they feel like it's just sex. Why we've had it once, it's not going to do it again. I'm in a committed relationship. This is my good friend. They wouldn't put my marriage at risk. And this is why sometimes, because you have that friendship, that you might even end up doing things and keeping it. That's when secrets are built. Because I'm not going to ruin your friendship. We can do it. Nothing's going to ever come out. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I'm saying this because
foundations.
I'm saying this because I know the people that I know, the guys, so and they'll be capable of doing that. They will even come to your face and be nice to you while something is going on. That's how people are.
It's a rough world out there.
Literally, they will come to
That's
your
what you have to do
face
with Christ.
and hi, and still want to sleep with a woman.
Yeah, that's
If they
you have
can
to
do
use
it,
that
they
to be
would do it.
discerning
It's
and
just
cut off.
same with you, like vice versa. It's just I personally feel like it's your own conviction. If you feel like God is telling you to still be friends with the person that you've had sex with whilst you're married, then that's between you and God, like my husband
And your
said,
spouse.
and your spouse. Some people, like their spouse might not be comfortable with it, but then they still want to stay friends. That's like you're literally putting that person before your spouse. Some people are like, oh, what if then? Obviously, I know it happens. People do get divorced, and then after that, but you let go of these friends, whatever. But nobody gets married to get divorced.
If you're willing to risk your marriage over that person, you might as well go marry that person then, because
Right?
you're willing to cut off
Do you know
your
what I
spouse
mean?
for that person. So marry that person and cut off everybody else.
Do you know what I mean? Because then they'll be your best friend, because your spouse should be your best friends. If you can't cut off your spouse for that person, then that is the person you should be with.
Yeah.
Then you wouldn't have any problems. You wouldn't. But what do you guys think about this topic? Tell us what your thoughts are in regards to still being friends with someone that you've had sex with whilst you're married.
Bye.